There is another story about two monks. The two Zen Buddhist monks are walking. And what happened is that one of the monks saw a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And the woman had a child and she was ready to cross a river, but she was scared that she would not be able to cross it. So therefore, the monk who saw her need immediately went, picked her up on his shoulder and took her with the baby across, left her there and returned to the other monk. Now, this other monk, as they're Zen Buddhists, they talk very little. After 2 hours, he asked him, how did you dare to touch the body of a woman?
Hold it even.
And hold it.
Across.
And take her across. So then 2 hours later, the other one answers, I took her across and left her there, but you are still carrying her.
Still carrying her up to here, yeah. Attachment. The inside precept and the outside precept. The saints, the masters, they do things without attaching to things. They just do what they have to do. But other people, they do because of their habits and their desires force them to do. Even though the outside appearance looked the same. There was one master in China, he was so famous and the king loved him so much that he bestowed about 13 wives for that master. That was the habit with the kings, to bestow beautiful women to somebody they in favor. Yeah, and if you don't accept the favor of the king, then you will accept the execution. So accept the gallows. So the master, of course, accepted the woman. And then all the disciples were excited. All the male disciples, of course, say, Master, if you could have 13 wives, at least we could have one. Two.
Mire, maestro, si usted puede tener 35.
So the master took a handful of pin and swallowed it. And said, if you could do the same, you could have even 30.
Yep.
All the disciples showed their tongue and so that. But of course there was too extreme of the master. He didn't need to do that, to show off his magic. He could use logic is enough. Yes, there is the difference between people. Not only masters and disciples. Therefore, I have taught you to be frugal, and not to be greedy and exceeding your share. Yes, not to spend more than you have. When it's necessary, we take, we use. When it's not, try not to. Otherwise, we might be in trouble. Sometimes we might get sick. Incurable disease. Yeah, I knew one person who practiced, and he always tried to live on somebody else's, and he has always diarrhea. The impure offering. Sometimes we take presents from other people which is impure. It also affects us. Sometimes we don't even know that affect us. But we become like we own that person or these persons something. We just feel like we are bound to them and we don't know why we couldn't get away. And sometimes like that, just because we take their presence.
There is a story about Guru Nanak, and two people come, a rich and a poor man, to give him the money, and he accepted the money of the poor and not the one of the rich. So the rich one got very upset and asked Guru Nanak, why are you not accepting my money when you can do a lot with it? Yes. And then he took 2 chapatis in his hand and he took the one of the rich man and pressed it, and blood came out of the hard work of all those people he exploited. And the other one of the poor man, he took that chapati and out of it came milk. Is that why also, Master Charan Singh, for example, and the satsangis, they never accept gifts of the people, like if they know if it's contaminated. And plus, he only accepts for the work, let's say, of the langar, if there is given food to the people, but never personal things. Or for ashram, and some people he never accepts even.
He always paid for what he eats.
And he always paid for what he eats.
From his disciples. He worried about his own personal karma. Yes. He's very, very worried.
He's worried?
Yes, sure. Otherwise he would take.
Por eso es que
Even from his disciples, he paid.
Yeah.
He paid for every meal he ate from every house, any house, from his disciples.
Por eso
from
es
the house
que
of the disciple, that I even know.
Probably his merit was not great enough, and he knows it. Probably he wanted to set an example to his disciples. So even such a master dare not accept offering from other people. How would we dare? Yes, I don't tell you anything which is untrue. Even the master get contaminated temporarily. How would the ordinary people? But there is a difference between an adult and a child, of course. If a child has happened to fall into a mud pool, he could not clean himself.
Yeah.
But when an adult fall into it, he could get out himself and clean it in no time. That's the difference. That's why the ancient monks and even modern monks, they never touch you.
Never touch me.
Yeah. Indian, when they give you blessed food, they drop in your hand
Like
from
that.
2 kilometers apart.
True.
por eso es que
True,
los
yes.
monjes nunca
They did that with monks and nuns also, not with only ordinary people. And that's why it came the custom in India untouchable. It wasn't bad. It came from those initiated people who tried to avoid, to minimize the contamination with the uninitiated people. And now they make it become a customs without any meaning. All of them are contaminated together. What's wrong with touching more or less? Understand? Both of them are same.
esa
The touch and
costumbre,
the touch and the touchy.
esa costumbre no es
Same. The true Brahmins are those who were initiated in ancient times when they had a living master. And after the master died and the generation died and no more lineage, and the babies were born out of this Brahmin family, even without master, without initiation, without purity, nothing. They are not touch other because of customs. Even though both are contaminated, both are dirty. Understand?
Yes.
So many customs are left over from the spiritual heritage. It's not really bad. Just no meaning anymore, that's all. Just like St. John, he was a great saint, and even if he baptized people with water, he has a charging power. But now the church, they just sprinkle water on you with no power at all.
Why did Jesus say that you have to be baptized by water and spirit, both?
He didn't say that.
No, él no dijo eso.
He never said that.
Water
When
and
he
spirit.
was baptized, and John said, "No, why you baptized by me, Master? You are above me." And Jesus said, "Oh, let the law be done. I mean, let it be now normally. I baptized with water, but the one who came after me, mightier than I am, greater
He will
than I am.
baptize you, right.
I will baptize you with this Holy Ghost." I mean, use just inside transmission. You see, the ghost.
So in a way he meant only by fire, that the Christian really has to be baptized by fire. That means, for example,
Fire and the Holy Ghost. That
so
means light.
that's the lie.
Yeah, fire.
And what about
Eso no
speaking
fue
the
Cristo,
tongues?
fue San
Yes, they speaking in the tongue. The Holy Ghost will speak in the tongue. You see, speak inside.
Lo que estaba diciendo es,
At the time they always say God came like a big fire. You remember? That is the language of the day. So now you know why I know Jesus practiced Guanyin method.
ahora
So now finally give an answer. Just like in China in the olden time, they say the transmission of the lamp. Lamp, inside lamp.
Inside lamp.
Yes. The lamp means the light, you know?
la luz interna.
Represent the light. Yes. At that time they used that word to symbolize the transmission of the light. But after some generation, people put lamps on the temple and giving each other lamps. Say, you look at the lamp and then you get enlightened. So even nowadays, some people still staring at the candle, hoping to get enlightened. They stare too long, they get blindness. Yeah. And I know one of the very famous modern master just died. He caused a lot of controversy. Yeah. He give people, the initiation day. He get the spotlight, the small flashlight with the spotlight.
Oh.
He put it into your forehead and that's his enlightenment. Yeah. The small light with very bright and very small. You know that small light?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the torch.
Small
yeah.
torch, and it would flash in your third eye.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and flash. That's it, enlightenment. Well,
But he made it like a
read-
joke, like
I
a
read-
joke, no?
No, it's not
He
joke.
meant it really.
No, I
No,
read
no.
it on the
No, la maestra dice que no es broma, sí lo hacía.
Couldn't be a joke. Is this a joke? No.
No,
You would ask them, they tell you.
no, no es una...
Not joke.
Because he had many very intelligent students, no? Many professional people. Rich and professionals.
Because they were intellectuals. They like his intellectual
Way of
reading
yeah, talking and
and
everything.
talking.
I'm reading a book of him, Esoteric Psychology, and in that book he says, enlightenment just happens. We shouldn't care about anything or do anything
Well,
to
everybody
get
says
enlightenment.
that. He read a lot of books and repeated half of them, 3/4 of them. You can find a dozen books speak the same things, but whether have
True,
a,
yeah, it's the
have
same
a
message.
force behind that's different.
Usted
Personal
puede...
realization. I read some of his books.
What do you think?
He talks too much nonsense. Talk for the sake of talking, like a woman, like an ordinary housewife. Always similar things. Always about sex. Okay, sex is not bad, but why always emphasize? Is there anything else? Nothing else? These are the things we should do in the bedroom and forget about it.
Esas son cosas que...
No need to always print it on the newspapers or books. Because it's a very ordinary thing. It's like eating or sleeping.
O dormir.
Should you make a big deal about eating every day? Or why should you make a big deal about sex all the time? Yeah, well, if you like sex, then have it. It's your personal thing. And nobody stops you. No need to always glorify it and poke fun at people who don't like it. It's not fair. It's personal taste. And animals, they do sex better than us. What's the big deal about sex? In fact, most of the sex lessons we learn from the animals. So what's the big deal about that? That's
Perhaps,
I think something wrong.
You know why I think he emphasized so much the same as Freud? Because so many people are repressed all over the world because of sex.
Yo
Even
pienso
many
que-
monks, many swamis, many are homosexuals, you know, and many would like to have a woman and they never have a chance. So they repress themselves, and I think he became a master like that. God perhaps used him as a vehicle to bring
Perhaps,
this
yeah.
clearer to the mind of the people.
Perhaps.
Because
But he
if you-
overdid it.
Yeah, he went a little too far, like Freud, you know. I mean, they went to the extreme, only showing that. But if you read the Kinsey report, you know, Dr. Kinsey made 2 reports about the sex, what the people have. And there he showed, you know, how most families, husband and wives, they're all unhappy in their sex life. And therefore we have this disequilibrated society, the problems.
But they have all kind of books to teach them already. There's no need a master. Books and films and circulations and topless show, everything. You go everywhere to learn. Why go to the feet of the master to learn just that?
Mucho
No
el sexo.
excuse. If you said to me that only a master, when he talks about that, is more powerful and all the monks and things can hear him, but not all the monks hear him now. All of the monks rejected him. So his lesson will not drive home to the monks anyhow,
True, that is
whether
true,
they
that
are
is true.
repressed or not. He won't have anybody who doesn't like sex. They never like. They never come to him. So who he has whom? Nothing. Only those who like, who knows already,
Who
come
already
to
know,
him.
yeah.
So what's the use? You give milk to baby who already has mother's milk filled, and other starving babies you don't give.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sex
Baha'i
is not the only things that make people the way they are. Yes. Many people without sex, they're very pure, they're very happy. Many people with a lot of sex, they're so
They're
miserable
unhappy,
and stupid. Don't make excuse. It's nonsense. It's not that I against sex or anything like that. Okay, I
Los que
just
yo
don't
estoy en
like
contra-
things that just very ordinary little things and make a big deal. Make it become like a doctrine of the day.
Yeah.
Everything in the ordinary way, natural way is okay.
That's what I believe. yeah.
Nobody need to teach anybody about sex, I tell you the truth. In the old day when they married people very young, nobody teach them what to do. They grow up, they have 10 children.
Yeah.
Antes,
And who teach the animal? Who teach the animal how to have sex?
Right.
They don't need any books and films.
no necesita.
Yeah? And they're supposed to be more stupid than us, no? And all the animals, they have sex a lot, and they have sex with anyone, and all kind of disorderly sex. They will not get any better. No enlightenment. Buddha had sex with many hundreds of women because he was a prince, and he had at least 500 beautiful women with him apart from his wife. And he didn't get enlightenment, but he did get afterward, even through all this sex. It did not retard him. It did not affect his enlightenment. When he had to get it, he get it. Understand? And other people who meditate all day from the young child until growing old and eating all vegetarian once a day, and then they don't become Buddha. So you cannot say any rule at all. Nothing.
That's true. That's
Buddha had many hundred wives. He also got enlightenment. Jesus had nobody. He also got enlightenment. So what? Yeah?
yeah.
Yeah. Have to be logical, okay? No fanatism, okay?
I guess.
Middle way.
Yeah.
You know, a true master, a true completely enlightened master must be omnipresent. That's the only credit. I mean, he must be able to appear in different places at the same time.
You mean with his subtle body?
At the time of initiation, he must be able to show at least a few,
Y en el momento,
manifestation body. At least 10 disciples must have seen, or like five inner master at least, or something like that, you know, or 2 or 3 even, 2 or 3 even. In every initiation must be like that.
por lo
Or
menos,
at least some, or 50%. Without this omnipresent power, you're no master. Because you're not one with God. God is omnipresent. Understand?
Yeah.